We now turn to the big story. Yes, it's healthcare, but it's a little bit different story about healthcare. It's about taxes and how they, in fact, are going to be rising for certain people after the affirmation of the healthcare reform law by the Supreme Court yesterday. Laura Saunders, one of the best tax experts in the world. Come on, don't be modest.
Thank you.
Say thank you. Thank you very much.
Of course. Yes, exactly.
Now look, like any tax, this is complicated, but tell people the basics.
It is a 3.8% tax on investment income over a certain amount of money. That is, if you earn more than $200,000 if you're single and $250,000 if you're a couple, then your investment income from various assets could have an extra 3.8% tax.
So if I and my wife are millionaires, God willing, and we make an extra $10,000, if let's say we bring in $10,000 in investment income, or let's call it $100,000 of investment income for the year, we're paying $3,800 more on that.
Exactly,
Right.
and starting in January 2013. Now, a lot of people are not crazy about this tax, and some people want to repeal it, but I think that will be hard to do because it's already figured into the cost of Medicare, and you'd have to replace it with something else.
Right. Now, people seem to have kind of, at least reading so much about it today, they kind of lost sight of this tax. And obviously, Justice Roberts made the argument that it was a tax, but in fact, there is a tax element to it.
Yeah, he was talking about the individual mandate,
Right.
but yes, that's exactly right. It's a new tax. It was passed. People were sort of hoping it would go away, but it's not going away. It is coming, and I don't think we'll get rid of it. Also, but it doesn't apply to all kinds of investment income. It only applies to certain kinds of investment income.
Tell us which.
Well, up with its, out there is dividends, capital gains, rents, royalties, certain kinds of passive income. Those are all the things that would qualify for the tax. What it doesn't qualify for the tax would be IRA payouts, pension payouts, life insurance proceeds. I think you'll see a lot more go in this direction.
Now, I'm sure the people who devise investment products have their own diabolical responses to this tax plan. What can we see if, like, say, this becomes enshrined in law 5 to 10 years from now? It's just the way things are done.
Yeah.
How does the world change for people who might have some investment income?
Well, I think they have to watch this. They'll have to manage their adjusted gross income if they can, and manage their investment income and you want to stay under these thresholds. $250,000 for a couple of adjusted gross income, and people are going to go look a lot more to muni bonds. They're not taxed, part of the tax, and to Roth IRAs. That's really golden income. It doesn't raise your adjusted gross income, and it doesn't throw off any income that's subject to this tax.
So the single best piece of advice today, people who've made it to this long in our presentation, is make sure you put money in that Roth IRA.
If you can have a Roth IRA or a backdoor Roth IRA, we've written about that at the Wall Street Journal, that's the thing to go for.
Tell us about what this means for the overall capital gains tax rate. We have at the end of this year Congress weighing.
We don't.
I don't know what the heck they're going to be doing.
Well, at a minimum, the top capital gains rate next year will be 18.8%. It could be as much as 23.8%, but we don't know. Somehow we don't think those rates are really going to expire, but Congress is leaving us all hanging.
Now, Laura, you've been around this part of the world for some time. You know it very well. When you look at it and you put it all together, does it strike you as sensible? The right thing to do? I know you don't want to be political, but
I'm not political.
But take a step back.
I explain how it works. Well, taxes that are complicated are worse than taxes that aren't complicated. This is a flat tax, so that part isn't complicated, but when it comes and goes is pretty complicated. And so, I don't think that's so great.
Right, okay. Well, be sure to check Laura's story. It's coming out in Saturday's Wall Street Journal and online. Laura, thanks so much for joining us.